dynamic is that she hides things from him, and he finds them out and he just suppresses it. But one day it's really going to make him upset. The awakening, he's really going to be upset about it, the Hierophant. That's why I see Taurus in his chart. He must have like strong Taurus. I don't remember his chart, I just remember that he's the sun in Gemini. But there's a lot of distance between them, and I'm not saying that from a point of I always say this, reality TV is my thing. I love reality TV. Other than that, I don't really focus on celebrity lives. It's not my thing. But I've always said I see him falling for someone, falling for a woman who's just kind of like a spiritual teacher. And I actually just got some cards: the World, Lovers, and Temperance. She might be a Sagittarius, strong Sagittarius in her chart, which a lot of Sagittarius make very good teachers. And she has this Hi everyone, welcome back to No Light Tarot. My name is Hallie. So grateful to have you all. Let's get into this reading. I'm really excited to be doing this. Make sure you are subscribed and you like the video. Also, I do love to hear what you have to say, so please write in the comment section. I've got a lot of comments lately. Thank you for that. I do like to interact with people. I do have 2 memberships, so check them out. One, you learn tarot with me. The other one is many great perks. Okay, so I'm doing my 2025 half-year predictions. I'll carry these out throughout June, and then after that the next time I'll do like predictions is for 2026. I cannot believe that. Sounds crazy. But yeah, so let's get into it. I'm doing 5, actually 3 of them are Gemini, so happy birthday to the first 3. I'm doing Aaron Taylor Johnson, Johnny Depp, Normani, Meghan Markle, and Gigi Hadid. I don't know why I can't speak. Okay, let's get into it. So first I'm going to start with the Muse Tarot for Aaron Taylor Johnson. When I was shuffling the cards, because I pre-shuffled, I pulled some cards, I burned my Palo Santo, I have my crystals with me. I got lots of thinking, and I say this a lot, you know, I love Geminis. I think that they get a bad rep. I don't know why, because I get along very well with Gemini. Some of the women can kind of be sneaky, but nothing to the point that it's like vindictive. Well, to me at least, nothing to the point that's being vindictive. I think sometimes people take them too personally, and I'll tell you why. I think because Geminis tend to think a lot, and I see that energy with Aaron, with ATJ. I see him thinking a lot, and I have predicted that I see another potential woman in his life, and that's going to really upset his current wife, who's Sam Taylor Johnson. I see her energy being very erratic, and kind of, I've said this before, she reminds me of a roommate that I used to have, my one and only roommate. I had 2 others in Miami in the same house. The last roommate situation that I had was in Miami. This was when I first moved here almost 4 years ago. I couldn't deal with her energy anymore. It's very erratic, very emotional, hyperventilating, that kind of energy, and I see that very strongly with her. She's very like hysterical energy. So I shuffled the cards, and the energy that I got was like just thinking. And I say this a lot about Gemini's biggest, how do I say it? Basically their curse is that they think that money and their life fulfillment, like their happiness, are separate. That in order, especially if they have Earth in their chart, if they have Capricorn in their chart, Taurus in their chart, which I believe he does, I get Taurus energy, they think that they have to struggle in order to be alive, you know? They think, basically, a lot of them have imposter syndrome. And a lot of us have it varying degrees. Geminis have it a lot, most of them that I've met and that I can see, that I do readings on, where they feel like, okay, if they get something, which often they tend to be lucky, if they get something, they think, okay, well, I don't deserve this. Why do I get it and nobody else does? Which I totally understand, you know, but success doesn't, there's no equation to success. Sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't. You can work hard for something, And we'll touch on that with Johnny Depp, because I think that's what his substance issues come from, part of it. And I see that with Aaron Taylor Johnson, is that he feels like he has to stick with Sam because he owes her something. His loyalty lies with her because of how successful he's become. He thinks it's because of her. But I'm telling you, the kind of luck he has, Aaron Taylor Johnson, I strongly believe he would have been successful with or without her. Honestly. But he thinks it's because of her. And he owes it to her. So, with Queen of Cups, Seven of Swords. I actually got Queen of Cups, and Seven of Swords is right behind it. With Seven of Swords energy, I strongly see that she's hiding something. She's hiding something because she thought and he's going to find it out. He's going to find it out. So she's hiding something because she thought that he wasn't old enough to handle it. She basically treats him, and there is that age gap. I don't want to judge, I don't want to be hypocritical, because I usually date men that are older than I am. But the age that they met is the difference. That he was a teenager and she was a fully grown adult. She was older than I am, which I can't even fathom. So their dynamic is that she hides things from him, and he finds them out and he just suppresses it. He suppresses it. But one day it's really going to make him upset. The awakening. He's really going to be upset about it, the Hierophant. That's why I see Taurus in his chart. He must have strong Taurus. I don't remember his chart. I just remember that he's the sun of Gemini. But there's a lot of distance between them. And I'm not saying that from a point of... I always say this. Reality TV is my thing. I love reality TV. Other than that, I don't really focus on celebrity lives. It's not my thing. But I've always said I see him falling for someone. Falling for a woman she's kind of like a spiritual teacher. And I actually just got some cards. The World, Lovers, and Temperance. She might be a Sagittarius. Strong Sagittarius in her chart, which a lot of Sagittarius make very good teachers. And she has this lure about her. She's either like a yoga teacher, she's into yoga, she might be a director. I'm not saying that this is going to happen, but she gives me Zoe Kravitz energy. Very strong Zoe Kravitz energy, which I don't know what that means. I get her energy a lot. So I see him kind of when he wants to leave. I've said this before. When he wants to leave Sam, he feels guilt. And I've seen that with Pisces. She is a son of Pisces, Sam Taylor Johnson. The dark side. Pisces have many great qualities. But the dark side of Pisces, they can be very loving, kind, empathetic. They're very good listeners. But the reverse of Pisces, the dark side, the shadow side, is that they can be very manipulative and they can throw back what they've done for you in your face. And I had an example of that. I used to date this guy who's a Pisces, and he took me to Aspen. I don't want to talk too much about it because he has this side of the story and it was a long time ago. I've gotten over it. But he threw back in my face when I had criticism about our relationship. He threw back in my face that he had taken me to Aspen, and I was like, that has nothing to do with what I'm talking with you about. So they will do that. Sometimes they go very low and they can be very hurtful. And I thought Aquarius could be hurtful, but Pisces can be very, very low. It's unfortunate because I have said this throughout the years. Once Pisces learns, they need to learn how to open their throat chakra, because they can feel victimized and hold everything in. So when they get into an argument, they let everything out. And the thing about that is that words cannot be taken back. The other person has not forgotten. And it seemed that happens with them. She isolates him. There's like a back and forth. She isolates him. She says these things to him. she gets very hysterical, and then she kind of comes back and acts like she might have some kind of, I'm not diagnosing her, but just the energy that I pick up on gives me kind of mental stuff going on. I don't want to say what because I don't want to label people, but her behavior is not normal. Let's just say that. Let me not say not normal, but she could use professional help. Let's say that. So with 7 of Wands, the Sun, and 6 of Wands in reverse, it's almost like he wants to disappear for a while, but things are going so well, he feels bad about it. He feels a lot of shame about being successful because he relates his success to his relationship, and he just wants to be with her, like not necessarily with her, but he doesn't want to feel her wrath. It's very unfortunate. So I wish him well. Check out my predictions about their relationships. I will do an update soon about them because he seems trapped. And I've seen that happen a lot with Pisces. I think Pisces, like I said, have many great qualities. Every sign has its thing. But I've seen that Pisces can be very... If Pisces don't learn to control their emotions and to think before they speak, they can be very hurtful people. Very, very hurtful. Okay, let's move on to the second Gemini. Happy birthday to all the Geminis. Johnny Depp, I think his birthday just passed. I think ATJ is in May, Gemini. I believe Johnny Depp's June, Gemini, from what I remember. So let's get into it. I'm using the Light Years Tarot. Let me make sure that's the right way around. The Light Years Tarot is my favorite deck, honestly, out of all the decks that I have. And I don't mean to shade anybody because I know, personally, some people have done these decks, but I just like this deck a lot. Oh my gosh, these cards keep on going reverse. I flip them around and they go reverse. What's going on? Johnny's energy. Woo. This is odd. Wow, I haven't seen this in a while. Interesting. Okay, let me make sure. I flipped them around. I made sure they were upside, like the right side, and now they're all flipped the wrong direction. Interesting. This hasn't happened to me in a long time. It hasn't happened to me in like 4 years. Very, very interesting. Okay. Let's hope they don't reverse again. If they reverse, I'll just know that they're meant to come out that way. I just don't like to shuffle and they're reversed, you know. I like to start from a clean state. Okay, so let's see. Again, I have been accurate a lot about his what's happened. I said he was going to win his lawsuit. Everybody came for me. No, he's not going to. Not everybody. I don't want to be the victim. But lots of people said, there's no way he can win. And I said, I see what I see. I don't make this stuff up. I tell you guys all the time. Reality TV is what I really invest in. It's kind of sad. Other stuff that I saw was... I've been accurate about Amber Heard too. Just check out my Johnny Depp playlist. Sometimes I watch certain people's playlists to see how far along everything is and the predictions I've made. I did say I see him meeting this Empress. I always saw her as the Empress, this muse that he has. I saw him doing 3 movies. One of them was like a funny one. The second one was like a romance, and the third was like a documentary. That's what I said. What I see. Documentary type, or like a biopic or something. So check out my 2025. Was it 2025 or the recent update? Anyway, so let's see. Okay, so this does come on again reversed. So I did say that I think he's trying to make kind of like a pathway. 8 of Cups in reverse. Excuse me, not in reverse. 8 of Cups upright. He wants to kind of make a way. He's making a way. He's got a lot of patience. something I need to work on. I'm not good at being patient. So no, it's not my forte. But I think as you get older, you become more patient. I'm definitely not more patient than now. When I was in my early 20s, I was so impatient. So I think, you know, he is old. He's what, 61? If I remember, 61? Can't remember how old he is. But he's in his early 60s. Because I remember when that whole Amber Heard thing happened, he was like 57 or something. He was in his late 50s. So I think as he's gotten older, he's become more patient. He's done a lot of work on himself, and I'm very, very proud of him. A lot. Because a lot of people will say that they've done work and they haven't done work. But if you've been following my channel, I speak about how I saw him one time in the street. Actually, shout out to everybody in LA. I really feel for everybody. I don't want to get into politics on my channel, but it's sad what's happening in LA. Politics aside, but just like the loot, just whatever's going on. I don't want to get into it too much, but I feel for everybody in LA, especially like the family type people. LA's been through a lot. So I met him. Well, I didn't meet him, but I stood next to him, and I was kind of drawn to him. I didn't know who he was, and then I looked up, and it was him. But he looked very different in person, and I got very good energy from him. He's actually darker than I thought. He was like brown. He had like brown tan skin, dark hair up to here. And I've never really been a Johnny Depp person. He never really. My sister had a huge crush on him, but it wasn't really my thing. But I understood that day why people like him, why people are drawn to him, because he has a very, and this is something Geminis are very good at. This is why I like Geminis. People say what they want about Geminis, but I'm telling you, they have this creative spirit, and it's almost like they have, there's a story behind them. And I was just saying, because I was watching this documentary, I don't like boring people. I like people with a story. And I don't like when people handed things and you know, things come easy to them. And I never thought that about him before. That's why I'm not drawn to Hollywood people, because I just feel like a lot of them are they have everything they want, you know. So, and that is prejudgment. I don't mean to judge, but it's just my opinion. But what I found about him was that he was very serene, and it was almost like if you opened a book about him, like if he was a book and you opened a page, you would just keep going. You know, I don't know if that makes any sense. So with Queen of Wands in reverse, I see here there's a feminine energy around him, but there's like a block. Let's see. Okay, I see now what's going on. The Empress again. She keeps popping up. So he might be trying to communicate in Two of Wands, the Empress, and Page of Swords. He wants to communicate to her. But it's almost as though she's out of reach. He's very romantic. He's a very romantic guy, which makes sense. I could see that about him. Just the energy that I pick up on is very romantic. But this Empress is very, very, it's almost like he might do some rituals at night to kind of call her in, and manifestations. But he wants to get it perfect. He wants to be okay, so it's almost like he tried with her and she was like Nine of Swords, Eight of Wands, but I don't feel like they've met. I really, really don't think that they met. He might have like written something on her page or something. Nine of Swords, Eight of Wands in reverse, and the Magician. He might have like tried to say something to her, not in person because they have not met. And she was like, excuse me. Just like, maybe not as himself, as like a pseudonym. Anyways, I don't want to get too stuck on that woman, because he will reveal who she is, because he's definitely going to go after her. I see that very strongly. He's convinced that, especially with the magician, he's going to make it happen. It's just that he's a little discouraged, because she might be not all, I don't want to be mean about her, but she might not be like she might not want a relationship. That's what I see. She might not want a relationship. She might not want to be a celebrity. She might not want it. But she will soon. Once she sees that she might not be into celebrity, but I don't blame her. She might not be, she's different. Let's just say that. She's very different. She's like in the clouds type of person, not in a bad way, but like she's just different. And he likes that about her, but he thinks she's unapproachable, so he wants to approach her. I think he's tried. He might have tried to get her name, stuff like that, and just like so he's asked other people to help him, and still, because she's very closed off. Very, very closed off. It's almost like she's in a box. So with Knight of Wands and Ace of Pentacles, so he just decided, let me just focus on my work, and then I'll pursue this. Then I'll pursue whatever this is. Because I think he wanted to do it in the springtime, but she's very closed off. So he's like, you know what, I'm just going to focus on my work. And then I'll get to her. So, even though I thought it was springtime, but it's looking like October. Strength, 6 of Wands, Queen of Swords. Yeah, it's looking like October, November. I just got October. Libra season I got. With Strength, 6 of Wands, Queen of Swords. She's very, I pick up her energy a lot in his reading, and I'm not sure why. I think because he's thinking about her a lot. Like I said, I think he's very romantic. It's strange to me that he hasn't done anything, because they haven't met. I'm telling you, they haven't met, because when they meet, we're going to hear about it. He's planning some kind of romantic gesture. Very romantic. I didn't realize he's this romantic. But I don't really know that much about him, so I'm like, I don't know why. It's just sweet when people that are Hollywood types, and I say that, but I don't mean to insult anybody, because I know some people don't like Hollywood that are actors and so forth. But it's sweet when people that have that much, that are that established and that well known, can still have a heart. It's very sweet. So with the Strength, 6 of Wands, and the Queen of Swords, it's almost like she's just very closed off, very thinking. I've said I see her as an air sign. I see her being an air sign. Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. I see her being Aquarius. I've said this before, with like Libra, Taurus, Venus energy. Very, very Aphrodite type. And she thinks a lot, and she overthinks. That's why he wants to surprise her, because he knows she overthinks, and he wants to just surprise her and have her like block that through. Because I think he thinks if he asks, he's very good energy wise. I pick up. He's very good at analyzing people. He's very good at I don't know. I'm surprised he hasn't taught anybody. I don't like master classes. Maybe he has, because I think he'd be a very good teacher. But he's very good at looking at people's behavior. I think he does it for fun. Because I could see that. But I see him analyzing her. And seeing her, she's very like perfectionist. Very particular. And he wants to break that up, because he feels like she has another side to her that he wants to see. And that's why he wants to surprise her, because he thinks when he surprises people, that you get the genuine self, you know, which is true, you do. Just depends on the surprise. But that's why I think he wants to surprise her, because she's very put together, very but he wants to surprise her, and then he's going to see her true self, and he's gonna break that facade, because she's very, things have to be a certain way. And he's going to be like, no, it doesn't, you know. And I think they will be good for each other, because she seems very to the book, and he's throw the book out. Let's start anew, you know. She's like, no, but I need to like know everything. He's like, no. So I see it being very good for him, and I have said that's October. Let's see the success, because I know you Johnny Depp people love when I talk about the success of, you love when I talk about his love life, and you love when I talk about his success. And also, I've gotten some comments. I don't know if these comments are trying to throw my readings off, but I have said she's not an actress. I don't know how many times I've told people that she's not in Hollywood, and that's one of the biggest challenges he's going to have. That she is an outsider, and she doesn't want to belong in that world, which he finds endearing, but that's why he's afraid to approach her. It's like a challenge, you know. So let's see. So many people, I love comments, guys, and I appreciate them, but please, some of the comments are like, oh yeah, it's this actress. I'm like, no, that's not that actress, because then I start googling it, and I'm like, no, that's not her. So she will reveal herself. I'm not gonna reply to any. If you guys think you know who it is, it's probably not that person. It will be revealed. We'll know about it. We're gonna see. I actually see newspapers of them getting married, and she's wearing. Oh wow! I just got an image. Wow. She has like a floral. It's like a veil. It's not really a veil, but it's like a covering. She has long dark hair. It's like covering here. And it's like a cream dress, not white. It's like off-white. Very pretty. I just saw that with gold. It's like gold detail. I just saw that now. Yeah, I just got that image. Okay, very pretty, and he looks so happy. Wow. Okay, so let's look at Moo. He looks very, very happy. Good for him. Okay, so let's get into movie success, because I'm just giving you guys what you want. I know Johnny Depp people love love this stuff. It's kind of fascinating. I like rooting for the underdog. You know, when people have gone through a lot and they are on the road to happiness, or they're becoming happy, and it's so, I love that. Those are the stories I like to hear. So okay. So let's see the success of his movies. Very successful. Yeah, I'm so happy for him. Knight of Swords, King of Swords, and Ten of Pentacles. It's going to solidify some of his community, because he's felt a bit isolated before. But it's almost like his tribe is coming together. This reminds me of a story that I think it's like a Greek. I love Greek mythology, or Roman, but where they built this. You guys might have to tell me this story. I'm trying to remember, but they built this city, or maybe it's Atlantis. They built this city and it all came crashing down. And then the second time they rebuilt it, they rebuilt it more in the way that they wanted it, and they had learned from before. There's a specific story. I know it's like a common story, but there's a specific story I'm thinking of. Maybe you guys know, you can write in the comment section. But this is what I see happening with him. That the next time he rebuilt his life, it's going to be very special. but he's being very strategic about it. Eight of Pentacles, very strategic, because he's learned from the past, and he's learned who to have around him, who to not have around him, all that kind of stuff. And he's learned the Gemini curse that I talk about, that I often mention, that I just mentioned about Aaron Taylor Johnson. He's learned that message. And so next time, I'm very happy for him. I'm rooting for him. Okay, so let's move on to third Gemini, Normani, who I'm rooting for too. I just have this, I don't know, I feel like because Geminis are the underdog, I have a deep love for them. And they're often misunderstood, and as an Aquarius, they're my fellow air signs, and people don't get us. Not that they're meant to, but people don't understand us, and we just we get each other. Check out my Normani playlist too. I was accurate a lot about her replacing management. I really want her to succeed. I think she's beautiful, talented, and has so much going for her. I just think she's up against wolves. She's up against wolves, and so let's see. She's got so much talent going for her. It's wow. Let's see, Normani. I'm using the Star Child Tarot, by the way, for this. Love this deck. Okay, so Wheel of Fortune, Transformation, King of Wands. So there seems to be the imposter syndrome I was talking about with Geminis, which is very evident in some of them. I think that's why some of them drink a lot. I don't see her having a substance issue. I don't want to reveal the issues she does have, because that's her personal thing, and I don't want to take that from her, but I see her kind of not feeling like she fits in, which is very Aquarius and Gemini. She's a Gemini, but as an Aquarius, I relate to it a lot. And trying to fit into different cliques to fit in. I'm going to tell Geminis this. I tell most of my Gemini clients this. Your purpose in life is not to fit in. Geminis are years ahead of everybody else. Same thing with Aquarius. If you're looking to fit in, you're never going to. You're going to spend your life trying to fill a void that is never going to be filled, because you're just different. And light years ahead. Think about Kanye West. Kanye, even though I don't agree with a lot of what he's done and said and done, he's a creative genius, and he's years ahead. Years ahead. Normani, you are years ahead. It's going to get to the point that when people play her music, it's going to be like whatever the version of TikTok is 20 years from now, people are going to start playing her music again. It's kind of like Katie Bush. I think Katie Bush was a Gemini too, actually. I'm pretty sure she was a Gemini. You know, that kind of energy where years later, people are going to appreciate her music. And it's going to trend. So I would encourage her to, yes, focus on music, but also focus on other things too. The Wheel of Fortune. Maybe start some kind of company that's like a streetwear kind of brand. Because right now, she wants to be creative, and the music industry lacks creativity. There's a lot of creative lacking, but it's going to change. It's going to change 100% because of how music is going, and how contracts are being exposed, stuff like that. So she will be able to at some point return to music. It's just not now. So with Transformation, King of Wands, I see her doing something else. Maybe acting, creative design, stuff like that, to be different and to kind of get her name out there. I see her maybe modeling, doing different things. I see lots of bright colors, getting into fitness, becoming more grounded. Knight of Wands at the bottom of the deck, and going on hikes, stuff like that, becoming more holistic. I see her being more holistic, and her understanding that people won't get her, and it's okay. Four of Cups. Queen of Wands, and letting go of the need to be understood. Especially with Four of Cups, Queen of Wands, letting go of the need to be understood and making your own path. I can't say that enough to Geminis. Make your own path. You're the trendsetters, you know. People won't understand you, but like I said, 20 years, 15, 20 years later, they'll get it. They're going to play your music later. Strength card. Finding your inner strength and being true. Being very true to yourself. And I see so much potential in Normani. I really, really do. And I just really hope she doesn't succumb to the pressures that a lot of women face in music, to sign by contracts, to be linked with. So I can see that they've kind of pushed her in that direction. And I think when she had her foot, in fact, I said it before too, that she's going to get a health awakening. Something's going to happen with her health. And then some of you wrote to me that she had something happen to her leg. Listen to the signs, you know. Listen to the signs, because they're there and they can lead you down. Sometimes you can just take a break from music, come back, you know, pull a Rihanna, come back. But you don't have to be stuck to being a singer. You don't have to be stuck to being Fifth Harmony. You don't have to be stuck to that. Especially as a Gemini, most Geminis are very creative people. Keep creating in different ways. You don't get depressed, because as a creative, I get depressed if I don't create. So I do understand it, but find a different outlet of creativity and make it like a holistic thing, not just sing, because that can also be vocally draining as a former singer, you know. Okay, so let's move on to Meghan Markle. This Sun in Leo. I'm going to use Pixel Soleil Tarot for this. I want to ask you guys a question, and you can feel free to comment in the comment section. Why does so many people dislike Meghan Markle? I mean, like, she's not my cup of tea, but I'm not going to go on and on about how I dislike her. I think she has done some things to Harry that I'm not. But if you like her, tell me why. If you don't, tell me why too. I am open to hearing all comments. Okay, Meghan Markle. Interesting. So she's always coming up with new ideas and new ways to reinvent herself, to be seen. You know, I say this about the shadow side of Leos. Fire signs in general, specifically Leos and Sagittarius, they like to be seen. They, in general, they'll do anything to be seen. And to have everybody's attention, you know. If you want to really hurt a Leo, ignore them. And they will lose it. Because that to them is like, they take it so personally. Because everybody's supposed to love them. And if they can't get somebody's attention, it really, really upsets them. So with that being said, the fact that she can't get some people's approval drives her nuts. Nuts. I think she even has sleepless nights about it. And as an opposite sign, Leo is my opposite sign. I'm a Sun in Aquarius. Aquarius, in general, the older we get, we don't care what people think about us. So when I see Leos struggling for attention, I just think, oh my god. I'm not from a judgmental place, but it's just so painful to watch. Because not everybody's going to like you, and it's okay. I want to tell all my Leo sisters, you don't have to convince people to like you. If you have to convince them, they don't like you. And it's okay, they don't have to like you. So, 10 of Cups, 3 of Pentacles, and 8 of Pentacles. Especially with 8 of Pentacles, I see her flaunting. She's going to start to flaunt. So, she's taking different, which I've seen in my personal life with Leos too. Once they feel like they are kind of forgotten about, or they feel like people don't care about them, they can find different avenues to get that attention. So the next avenue she's going to use, and I don't mean this from a judgmental place, I just think she has a lot of healing to do. She probably won't do that healing, but I think it's unfortunate because it's a missed opportunity, because she could have really shed light. I don't like the royal family. As somebody who went to a very British school, I lived in England. I went to British school. My mother's line of family all went to British schools, so you can only imagine what influence the royal family has had on my family just by proxy. So as somebody who has grown up in the monarchy, whatever, I'm not crazy about the royal family. It's part of the reason I live in America and I don't want to live in England, because I don't believe in that. But I don't think that a lot of her criticism of them was correct. I think it was overhyped so that she would get attention. And it's very unfortunate, because I think it's coming from a hurt place. And the older I get, the more I realize the phrase hurt people. And I think a lot of her energy is coming from a hurt place. So with 8 of Pentacles, I see the next route she's going to use is that she's making money, she's going to start flaunting. She's taken the she's taken the working route, the humanitarian route, didn't work. She's taken the victimhood route, didn't work. She's taken the cooking show, I'm going to act like I'm working route, not going to work. She's taken the podcast, like all that stuff, it hasn't worked. But I suppose the working was, podcast was part of the working. The next route she's going to take is that she is luxurious. She's going to start wearing labels, and you'll see it by August or September. You're going to start seeing her wearing labels. No more neutral colors. She's going to wear colors again. She's going to be seeing a lot of celebrities, be taking pictures with them, go on safari, stuff like that, and really kind of live this luxurious life for the public. And that is her last attempt to get liked. Well, for now, at least. So the Ace of Cups, Knight of Cups, and 2 of Wands. So she's using she's baiting the public to make it seem like she's genuine, she has a heart. Okay, this is the thing. People say about people in LA. LA is not for me. I don't like it at all. And I'm talking about LA because she's from LA. And the type of person that I found that was from LA, and some people admit that were actually from LA, but like the actress type from LA, because East Coast actors are very different to West Coast actors, very, very different in general. I'm not judging, I'm just saying I noticed the difference. But there's a particular type of actress that uses her acting to find a rich husband, to build a platform, to become friends with people she wanted to become friends with. And she's fulfilling that need. Nothing else. It's very self, and that's fine. We all need to be about self sometimes, but we also need to be about others too. And she's being too self. She needs to be more others, and from a genuine place, not documented, not for social media, not for any documentary, but people need to see that she has a heart. And that's, I think, why people don't like her. Okay, so let's move on to last but not least, Gigi Hadid, Miss Sun and Taurus, beautiful Sun and Taurus. She's so gorgeous. Really, really pretty face. I'm going to use Moonchild Tarot for this. Okay, so with Three of Cups, she's focusing her energy on her friends. I did say I see her and Bradley breaking up very soon. I don't want to talk too much about the story, but check out my Bradley Cooper videos. I met him a long time ago, 10 years ago actually. It wasn't my cup of tea. Did not really like him. It's sad because before I met him, I used to think he was such a good actor and all that stuff. It's okay, whatever, it's not a big deal. But there's a reason why they call them actors. So the Ace of Pentacles, wow, lots of working. She's working hard. Ace of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles, and Two of Pentacles. She's working very hard. Very, very, very hard. I said that as a Sun and Taurus. You know, Sun and Taurus sometimes, they like luxurious things, but sometimes they can take the lazy route to getting it. But not her. She's really working hard, especially having a mother who's a Sun of Capricorn motivated her. I don't think her and her mother's relationship is healthy, but that's between her and her mother. So let's see. So yeah, I see her retire from modeling soon. Not this year, but very soon. And I see her focusing on other things, photography. I see her doing a documentary about Palestine. I see her branching off into different... See, the difference between Meghan Markle and Gigi, I feel Gigi's heart. And she was raised in LA too. But I feel her heart. I feel that she cares, you know. It's not just like a blank slate. She actually, I can feel her energy. Yeah, so I see like a documentary about Palestine, something like that, and talking to children. She's really going to get involved in Palestine. I don't want to get political on my page, so I'm going to leave it at that. But I'm just going to say this. As a child of, my dad was a political activist of South Africa, and that's how I ended up being born in America. It's just very sad. Very, very sad situation going on. I don't want to get too much into it, but Gigi has my full support. So with the Sun, Temperance, and Page of Swords, I see specifically with Page of Swords, she wants to make a statement that she's not just a model, and she thinks, and she's a mother, and she does all these different things. She wants to let people know who she is. Let's see. Okay, so Ace of Swords, King of Swords, and Ten of Pentacles. So she's going to do that. Her, you know, and I was saying this, I think her dad taught her that your work speaks for itself. In fact, both her parents. And I say this a lot as a child of an immigrant, or both immigrants, excuse me, two immigrants, just like Gigi. When you're a child of immigrants, you have a certain pressure. And you can't fail. You're not allowed to fail. And she feels that pressure. She feels that pressure a lot, which has helped her succeed. But she also needs to reel it in and see herself as human too. You know, that she's not just a robot. And she has other things going for her too. So I wish her all the best and lots of love. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, everybody. Please, I would love to hear what to say. Please be respectful. I love you all. Thank you so much for watching.